Alright, welcome back. We just left off where the party slew, well, we should just say it how it really is. Dayon killed yet another thing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, it's congratulations. The only reason why I would keep you around.
Exactly. You'd all be dead without me.
Literally.
No, we wouldn't be dead. You just kill things faster.
Yes, because my skills are much sharper than yours.
And you're pointless in this group.
After about a 3-hour walk, you spent about an hour cutting up the meat, preparing the meat for travel, walking back to the village, or actually it's a camp. Spent the rest of the time walking back to the camp. By now the night has fallen, and you arrive at the camp. It looks pretty rough. In case you haven't quite figured it out already, there's no women in this camp. It's a bunch of guys with a bunch of weapons. Some of them wear armor. All of them look pretty tough. And you probably know that this isn't the type of group you want to be messing with.
Unless I have done.
Yeah, I was just about to say, we're about to bring a woman into this camp. This is not very smart.
It may be a bad situation. It may not.
But I am her protector.
As you enter into the camp, you see a bunch of guys kind of just... They don't stop what they're doing, they just look up at you. Some of them are just sharpening knives. Some of them are starting fires. Some of them are collecting wood. They all kind of just eye you without saying anything.
And I'm like, Grinks!
Let's see what some of the reaction is. You know, they start suddenly warming up to you. Several of the guys come and approach you, introducing themselves. Then something unusual happens. In the distance, you see the leader appear out of one of the tents. In fact, it has a hard time getting out of the tent because the leader is so massive. As he pulls himself out of the tent, you see these huge, thick arms. Larger, thicker than anything a human could have. It's dark in the forest. The light of the fire creates this warm orange glow. And as this creature is walking forward, it has this unusually, incredibly large weapon in his hands. It's so large, you don't even think it's possible for the creature to even be lifting it. It looks like an axe 10 times the size of a regular axe in the dim light. It's holding it up in one hand above its head. This huge blade is what it looks like above him. And as he enters into the light, you see he's actually holding an umbrella. And you recognize him, and he recognizes you, and you're like, brother!
Oh! Grendel!
You recognize your brother, fellow Furbolg warlock, Grendel.
I drop my keg, drop my weapons, and I run up and give my brother a big hug.
He gives you a hug back. He's like, brother, what are you doing here?
Oh,
Great.
you know, just staying out of the sun.
Yeah, he's got his umbrella.
Parasol.
I need to get
Parasol.
Yeah, the parasol.
There's a parasol.
Maybe time out for 1 second to allow the viewers to understand that this was a former character played by Scott.
Who's afraid of the sun?
He was afraid of the sun, and so he crafted his own umbrella to protect him from the sun. All right, time back in. You haven't seen your brother in at least 2 or 3 years. You thought he was even possibly dead, and now he ends up here in charge of a bandit camp. Interesting.
Grendel, I bought a lot of beer for you and your friends. Let's celebrate!
All right.
And I start pouring everybody drinks.
Let's see if we can turn on some celebratory music.
Grendel liked to drink.
Yes, he did.
2 buffoons in one spot. Great.
You probably don't want to mess with Grendel.
I whispered it to myself.
Yeah, I don't know. This might be close enough to the music we're looking for. But, so for the next several hours, party time happens. The rest of your ale disappears almost instantaneously. Is there anything you guys would like to do?
While they're doing party time,
Can
I
I
want to do
craft?
crafting time.
Can I do crafting time?
Yes, crafting. Yes, crafting. So,
Can I attempt to repair my level?
yep. You can try and repair your leather. What are you crafting?
I'm trying to craft the blunderbuss.
You
You got
wanna-
one part of it.
You have one part. You need
I
the
need
second
two
part.
parts.
All right.
More. I need 2 more parts to it.
All right. So make your roll. I got a 4.
Damn, I got a 1. Parts destroyed.
Parts destroyed again, and you're crafting your leather.
Yep.
And leather armor's got a 4. I rolled a 2.
Okay. And then
Your
you
crafting roll.
One. Oh.
So you cannot repair your armor. You need materials to repair it. So you're
Okay.
going to need leathers, which, interestingly enough,
I happen to have.
they gave you. They gave you 4 leather materials.
Oh,
Each one
I
takes.
happen to have one.
Yeah.
So you can write down a couple leather materials, and I'll write down 10 additional leather materials.
So you won't be able to craft it again until next time, and you'll have to
Yeah.
use up the leather. What do you want to craft?
Oh, yeah.
I would like to turn a spell component into a spell hex.
All right, and a hex is what, a die 6 if I remember right? Or should I look it up?
Possibly, I have no idea.
Oh, you better look it up.
I rolled a 12.
Either way, you got it. So you got your hex.
And how many levels do I have?
I'm gonna talk to my brother about the potential of them having canoes.
Two shots.
All right, he turns to you. Oh, canoes, you say?
Yes.
So you put wheels on the canoe.
Yeah.
That allows you to
Land canoe.
ride the canoes on land.
And then I got a friend. I don't want to divulge too much info, but let's just say no one needs to drive the canoe.
He kind of looks at you. He's like,
Yeah.
if no one drives it, who drives it?
The guy with the. Don't tell him I'm telling you this. Remote control.
He kind of looks at you.
It's magic.
I'm witnessing something great today.
Say, well, how'd your previous business adventure go? Because you were telling me about that one too. It sounded
It
interesting.
went really well. It's what got me this far in life.
I'm glad you did so well on it.
Yeah.
I'm
I got
glad.
a lot of good partners.
So, let's see, what was he gonna do? Oh, he turns to you and he's like, I can understand having muscle and gunpowder and smarts and
The gunpowder's not very good.
and good looks. But why are you bringing a woman into the most dangerous forest in the land?
Is the cat?
Yes, and her baby.
Oh, is the baby crying?
Yeah.
The baby is conked out snoozing.
Do you remember Grendel's affinity for children?
He loves children.
Grendel loves
This little sucker. I learned from you.
Can I hold the baby? That's actually how he talked, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Can I hold the baby?
Could you let him hold the baby? He's almost as good at holding babies as me.
All right. Leona is a little nervous, and the higher she rolls, the more apt she is to listen to you. And though she is concerned, your words reinforce her because she sees how good you are with the baby.
I'll
So
learn from him.
she hands the sleeping baby over to Grendel. And Grendel's like,
At least he's not naked this time.
all right, Grendel seems to be having the time of his life
Oh,
at the
yeah, we're
moment.
protecting her and the child because, I'm a nice guy and I learned from you to be nice to children. And
Well, why are you here? You don't just come into a forest to protect people.
Oh, yes,
wait,
well,
that's why we're here.
that guy knows why we're here.
Yes, we are looking for a specific substance found in a cave, and I'll point out the general direction of the cave and describe it to him in great detail. Yes, to make explosives.
He kind of just takes a step back. Oh, I think I know the cave you're talking about. That's not a good cave to be entering into. It's dangerous.
Well, yes, any venture worthwhile does have a bit of danger to it.
Hey, why is this cave dangerous?
I don't rightly know, but I do know I sent some of my men in there, and they never came back.
I asked one of the other men the same question. Now walking now.
Oh,
They don't even know about the cave. Even though Grendel's not the smartest individual, he does have a lot of muscle, and muscle is worth a lot in a bandit camp. And so he's kind of the leader, which you know, knowing that he's the brother of this guy scares all of you except for him. He's pretty proud.
Grendel also uses a Eastern hammer.
Did you send like Furbolgs in, or did you send other people in? Because if Furbolgs didn't make it back, there's no way anybody can make it back. Because we're kind of the best.
No, I only sent men, which
Yeah.
explains why they probably got
it's-
squished in by something.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, but
You
if you're
don't
going...
send a man in to do a Furbolg's job.
No, don't do that. But anyways, I don't think that cave is rightly safe for no babies.
Yeah.
Oh, would you be able to watch after Leona and her child while we go adventure into the cave?
You mean the baby gets to stay with me?
And until we get back, yes, of course.
But listen carefully now, though. However, the baby must remain hidden from any outside travelers.
There's elves hunting, trying to kill the baby. I don't disagree with that.
He picks up his lucerne hammer. Them elves set foot in this forest, I'll be making me some elf stew with their bones. Hurting my baby.
It was very effective.
I'll personally
I feel safe
ensure
leaving the baby
that
with this-
Leona
with this
and the
stranger.
baby are safe until you come back.
He
Oh,
is
very good.
my
Excellent.
best brother. I mean, my only brother, but he is the best one.
Let's hope there are no elves in this camp.
Oh, you taught
And-
me everything I know about childcare.
Oh God.
What else?
Hey, Piff is my best brother too. I only have one too.
Is that so?
I've never witnessed such a moment in my life.
Both of us are like, yeah, I also only have one brother. It's so weird. It's such a coincidence. I can't believe we're brothers and we both only have one other brother.
Yeah.
So funny.
Oh man, I wish I was playing for Grendel.
Never witnessed so much stupidity.
It just shows a testament to how close related we are. That we, not only do we look alike, but we both only have one brother.
This thing's so funny. It's so stupid. I gotta take a break. I need to take another break here. Whew. Okay.
You ever wonder what like two idiots to talk to each other? There you go.
Oh boy. Alright, well, you guys feast, drink, and go to sleep. The next morning you wake up probably a little bit late thanks to some hangovers.
Oh, we roll for vitality to see how much HP we get back, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that how we do? Roll vitality?
Yeah,
Oh.
roll your vitality to see how much HP
Oh
you
yeah,
get.
yep.
Yep, all mine's back.
I'm good.
Alright, and I'm gonna do a hangover roll. Not hungover.
The rest of you probably don't need to make hangover rolls, but there's one individual that needs it a little bit.
Alright.
You begin your journey, it probably takes about 4, maybe 5 hours to get to the cave. In fact, you don't even, you're getting fairly close to the cave. In fact, every once in a while you can get a whiff of sulfur
Nice.
on the air. You know it's around here, and every time when the trees break a little bit, you see a little bit of the mountains in the distance.
It smells like sulfur.
We're going into a cave full of sulfur, and I'm firing flame weapons that shoot fire into a sulfur.
Don't talk about it too much.
Alright.
I don't know if that's the smartest idea.
Who are you?
As you're walking, you hear like a sound coming from someone nearby. Can't see him
I
because
will
they're
try to
they're behind
sneak.
trees.
With my cunning over to him, or is it athletics? Either way, it's the same dice. 3.
All right,
Get an
3.
eyeball on this harumphing figure.
All right. His hums stop suddenly,
Uh-oh.
and he goes, I can hear you. You can come out.
Alright, I will go investigate.
You see an old man dressed in old, well-worn robes, holding a well-worn walking stick. He's got actually a huge backpack on his back, surprisingly large for a man this old, and he actually seems to be carrying it around fairly easily. And when he gets the sight of a couple of you, he goes, So, bandits you're going to pick on an old man again, have you?
Actually,
Well, I'll warn you, I'm not one easily trifled with. He begins casting.
No, wait! Stop! Please, we're not bandits.
We're
As I grab my
we're
pistol.
not bandits. Like, we're not going to harm you, good sir.
He kind of
We're
looks
just
at
here
you.
for the cave and the sulfur.
He takes a step back. You mean that cave over there?
Yes!
Now what in the world would you want with that cave?
Oh, I want to make the biggest explosive ever created.
He kind of looks at you. Looks closer at you. Are you an alchemist, perhaps?
Oh, yes, I dabble in the art.
Make a cunning roll, quickly.
1.
You notice nothing. Well, that's a terrible idea. Young whippersnapper, terrible,
Oh, yes,
terrible
but
idea.
you see, my master used to harvest sulfur from these caves.
Ah, and who's your master? Who's your master?
Weber.
Weber! Master Weber, yes.
Master? Weber is a master? Huh! Oh, how the time flies. How the time flies. So, he asked you a couple quick questions about him, like what he looked like and stuff, and sure enough, you answered correctly. And he kind of like slaps his leg while laughing. I can't believe it! Weber was my pupil.
Oh,
How is the
How
guy?
nice.
How is the guy doing? How's the young man doing?
I believe
He was a good study, that one. But he
he's
was
retired.
retired already.
Oh, yes.
About 6 feet.
Let's see. Roll your cunning.
You don't know anything about my
You don't know
master.
anything
God.
about
Oh yeah. You don't
Did
know.
we talk about him being
No,
dead?
no, we don't know.
Oh.
God
So-
did not
so-
mention anything about the
I thought-
cave or
Shut down.
his
I thought he
master.
mentioned something about it.
No.
Old man, just cut to the chase. Why is it a bad idea to go into this cave?
Oh,
He kind of takes a step back. Oh, it's a dangerous cave.
What's
It
in
is.
there?
Well, your friend. Have you no idea what is in there?
Oh, well, not
Certainly.
He's been terribly vague this whole time.
Certainly, he must have told you based on the components he is looking for. There's
No.
only one thing that can create those components.
So what's in the cave?
Oh, better you just don't go.
What's in the cave?
There happens to be a creature that we will steal the components from and retreat.
So what is this creature?
Obadiah, what are you not telling us?
please come forth.
Oh, what is it? Never did tell me.
He's the old guy says, well, let me enlighten you. The substance that he is looking for, the component, the chemical creation, highly explosive. One of the most explosive things on the planet for, pound per explosive ratio in calculations. It is called the Dragon Stone. Only the fire breath of a dragon on stone can create this thing, and it can be harvested, but only when a dragon has freshly breathed fire repeatedly on the stone, and the stones are of a certain kind, are found deep in the earth, always in the heart of the dragon's lair.
So how do you recommend killing this dragon?
He just starts laughing.
Is there a weak spot?
He's now ignoring you.
You know, I did grow up wanting to fight a dragon one day.
What
But
color
this
is
my
this dragon?
chance.
Oh, well, wonderful, because I'm
Why?
sure we'll get the chance, at least
That's
to talk to the dragon. Perhaps you can
Yeah, dragons
barter
dragons are
for
just
the dragon
animals.
stones?
Dragons are just animals. They don't speak.
Oh.
Yeah, they're like big
Oh, oh.
lizards.
If the opportunity arises, I want to wrestle him though.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, brilliant plan. Throw the gunslinger in the forest. And while the dragon's distracted,
What?
we can harvest the stuff.
I ask, what color is this dragon?
As far as you're aware, there's only one color, and that's just standard dragon lizard looking.
Red.
Like all dragons breathe fire, and all dragons have green scales. As far as you know, there might be other kinds that you don't know about, and that's of course if you believe the fairy tales that dragons really exist.
Yeah, I've never met a dragon before. Don't really believe in him.
Well, that's the master hunter again. Take my fair share, Ed.
Oh, but I find it deeply troubling that you did not warn us of this dragon beforehand.
Oh, well, I figured it was just kind of a myth. You know, Dragonstone, it could be like, you know, volcanic, you know, heat repeatedly hitting rock over the ages and you harvest it. I don't know, you know dragons are myths.
But you can
He's trying to pull your leg. Clearly, his master knew about it, because I'm the one who taught him about it, and he must have taught him, clearly, if he knows about it. So, of course, he knew there was a
I
dragon.
don't
That's
know. I
impossible
haven't
for
heard
him
him
to
talk
get-
much of his master. Maybe they didn't get along that well.
I would like to talk to your master someday.
Well, you may get a chance.
How's he doing? Does he still have the magical pendant I crafted for him? Now, you know about the magical pendant because you actually have seen it before. You know, he wore it around his neck, and it's actually imbued with a really powerful healing magic.
Oh,
Well, one of the downsides, though, is that
I wonder if he's still alive down there.
We're dead down there.
you knew it had powerful healing magic, but the downside is when you wear it, it absorbs heat from around the area, doubling any fire damage you take.
Ooh.
No, that's probably why I got a little bit crispy real quick.
Yes, the pendant.
Does it work as well as I'd hoped?
Oh, yes, it worked quite well.
Worked? Does it no more?
Oh, well, I've seen it in action.
Ah, good.
That's what I meant.
Good. I'm glad it helped him. He was one of my favorite students. He was a bit reckless, though. Always going into dangerous areas in search of alchemy items.
That doesn't sound like anyone we know.
Oh, no. Well, you know, the promise of adventure and crafting a masterpiece.
I thought we were just going on a simple quest.
A word
Yeah,
of
it's simple. Kill the dragon, get the stuff.
Ignore the
2
idiot.
steps.
a word of warning, my son. I can see I cannot turn you from this path, although you should not venture in there. No amount of gold is worth your lives. But what?
Well, what if
Well,
this,
30 gold.
40.
but what if this gold is prepaid? And we spent it all.
We're kind of obligated. We've been paid.
kind of just goes like this. Then I'd suggest you find a better financial advisor than the one you are currently using. This is the best I can do.
Volunteer.
Certainly not this one. You would be great. He digs through some of his pouches and pulls out a flask with a stopper on the top and hands it to you.
Oh, why, thank you.
This may come in use. Whoever drinks of it will become immune to flames for a short while.
So do you have like 20 gallons of that stuff somewhere?
Unfortunately, that is the last I have. I'll be leaving this area soon.
I will put that in my slung items.
And be careful. There are some vicious bandits about.
Oh, yeah. So if you just mention Piff next time you get attacked, you know, Piff knows Grendel. You know how it works out. They might not attack you.
He kind of takes a step back. Grendel. Is that... He's trying to think of it. No, it was probably the elf. No. Hard to remember. All of you humans are alike sometimes.
Humans.
Drove me from my tower, they did. Burnt it to the ground.
Why me?
Now I'm leaving the area forever.
Siegfried.
Oh.
Yep.
Yes, time out. Siegfried, another one of Scott's characters. No!
No.
Who was that? Was that the...
Siegfried.
Siegfried's
Siegfried-
the red mage that
The dirty
burned-
elf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mage.
But
Magic
who
checkers.
caused the men to go after? Which character was that again?
That was my bard.
The bard.
convinced
That
The
was
entire
right.
tavern to run down the filthy spell chucker who's in town. Because Scott
Also
told
known
me
as
that
the
this guy
Alchemist.
was evil, so I just convinced everyone in town to chase him out of town and burn down his keep.
May have been lying.
I may have believed him.
In other cases, I'm leaving. I've had enough of the human lions.
We are
Plus-
kind of a violent
He's
people.
an elf.
Plus, and let me warn you. No, he's not. He's a human.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah, he's human.
Be careful, my son. Do not delve too deeply into the dark arts as I have. There is no coming back of it from it. And
Oh,
now,
no worries.
a creature.
Master was quite fond of enchantments.
Well, if you ever get the opportunity to look at anything, the dark arts, just put it away. It is not worth it. A creature of great evil in the north that once slept has been awakened because of me. And it will bring doom upon all of you. You should head south, too. Far south. As far south as you can go.
Would a really high-powered explosive solve the problem?
Not in this case.
While
It's
he's
worth a
talking
try.
about the dark arts, I just hid my book of necromancy. I was like,
Nice.
oh.
If perhaps you make it to the south, you can look me up. I'm heading to Freeport.
Freeport. Okay.
All right. Is there anything else? He
What's
looks
his
like
name?
he's-
What is your name, sir?
I've gone by many names. Just call me the Alchemist.
So if we go to Newport and we're looking for you, we just say alchemist.
Ah, it's been my name for the last 10 years.
Yeah, but aren't other people? Doesn't it get kind of confusing? Like I call him the alchemist every now and then.
I'm sure you'll find me one way or the other.
Master Alchemist resides in Freeport. Got it.
All right. If there's nothing else you're interested in. He just kind of as he's walking off.
So, who wants to go hunting for Dragonstone?
I feel like I need to be paid for.
I guess I have nothing better to do. So
I mean,
you know, I like a good fight.
Let's go.
We do owe one of my good friends 100 gold, or we have to find this stuff. So I think we should, do good on our deals. It's bad.
That
for
is
business
true.
if
You
you-
know,
You don't
Dragonstone
cover
is quite valuable, and I'm sure we may find other treasures that may have fallen along the wayside down there.
We were paid to do a job, we might as well honor it.
Like what type of troubles?
Whatever happened to be carried by individuals who were not quite so careful.
Being awfully vague.
I mean, he doesn't
Dead
even know
people's
if it's out
valuables.
there. Obviously, it's vague.
The valuables of those who've died.
Still
We could
vague.
cut being vague.
Oh yes, let's go grave robbing.
Okay.
Wait, you think there's a graveyard down there?
Possibly.
I would imagine
Well,
so. If there's a
Not in the
dragon,
traditional sense.
Didn't your brother say he sent people down there and they never returned?
Yeah, but he didn't tell me they married him.
They couldn't have been buried.
Okay,
That's what I'm saying.
the north is charged in
Stone with the name.
We just tried to look at
The body goes in the ground.
Will you drop
All right.
your head in
Um,
the child?
As you
Almost exclusively.
head to this cave,
It's what made my noggin so hard.
some of you
Then
that are
shoot.
not discussing dead bodies and graves are concerned ever so slightly about this evil awakening in the north. It seems rather menacing and strange.
Wait a minute.
and foreboding.
He said there's an evil awakening in the north. Where's this adamantium door that we're going to?
That's far to the west in the Dwarven lands.
Perfectly safe.
Yeah.
Now, you could head west and be safe from whatever this evil is, so.
We follow through on deals we make. We don't turn back.
Oh, I'm good business practice. Oh yes.
If I paid to do a job, I do my job.
Alright. You arrive at the cavern. There's a nasty stench of decay mixed with sulfur. Outside, there's a carcass of some sort of large beast, half devoured,
Reminds me
half
of my mother's
burnt.
home.
It's rotting, it's bloated. The bones of several other older carcasses are also nearby. One of them, from this distance, you're guessing it might be a man or a humanoid of some sort. You can see its skull half rotting. Its limbs have been bitten off.
Oh,
Can we
good.
do a quick
They should have sent some
see if there's
turbos.
any valuables that have not been completely destroyed?
Sure. Cunning roll.
I find nothing.
This area seems to be fairly well picked clean.
Did the bandits that Grendel control, did they have like certain symbols on them, or did they have any insignia, nothing to like recognize them?
They all did wear clothing that they could fashion themselves out of animal carcasses, like so furs, leathers, treated leathers.
But I'd assume that other people around.
There would be no insignias.
Uh,
Alright, what would you like to do?
Sneak into the
Sneak
cave.
into the cave. Who's
Actually,
going first?
I'll go second.
You want?
I'll go third.
I'll go for
Fife. Dayon, Clestus, Obadiah.
I won't complain.
Taking up the rear.
Seems logical.
The guy with the anti-flame potion. Takes up the rear.
The man who misled us.
So I need enough
If somebody
carcasses in front of me to give me time to drink it.
well, if they shoot flame, you just throw it on somebody, and then no flames can hurt them. That's how it works, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't believe that's
If the flames are coming, just chuck it at me.
But the man who just misled us into his not in telling us about the great evil that lived in here is the one taking up the rear.
I don't see you taking up the rear.
You can't even shoot it.
No, no, taking up the rear.
So, as you enter the cavern,
I mean, I'm just saying it was a volunteer job, and then you volunteered to go third, and then you're complaining about going third. It seems pretty dumb to me, and I'm not that smart.
do hunt roll resolve for awareness.
No sense to argue with the stupid.
One.
One. That's amazing.
If you want me to roll, I also roll a d4.
All right, let me just
That was a
move
smart idea.
some of these guys. I would
You
definitely.
know, maybe a smarter idea would be making the gunslinger go first and not moving out of the way when something attacks.
Are there any like small creatures?
I'm sorry. I was the one who stood up to the bull when it charged me.
Let's see. Do you want first?
Actually, that was the hero paladin that really stood its way.
Piff, Dayon, Clestus, and Obadiah.
I feel safe.
That feels dumb.
All right, the cave floor is wet with sticky, sucking mud that kind of clings to your boots.
Oh,
Running
God,
is
ew.
going to be incredibly difficult. The water is actually flowing
Get out the
into the
handkerchiefs.
cave from outside.
God.
There's wetlands right outside of the cave.
Oh,
There's not a dragon here, it's all wet.
Tall cattails kind of blow in the wind, long grasses, surrounded by trees in the distance. The air smells incredibly foul, rank, with sulfur. And in fact, as you're walking forward, the sulfur in the air burns your eyes, watering your eyes up, making it even difficult to see.
Something's gonna go very
Probably a little
bad.
bit used to it.
Gunpowder, sulfur.
There's a slow descent as you enter into the cave. And in the distance, or as you enter the cave, the light coming from the cave opening is slowly diminishing behind you. It's getting darker and darker and darker. Soon you won't be able to see it all. At one point, The cave is maybe, we'd say, almost 5 feet wide. You can reach out both hands and touch both sides if you wanted to. And as you're walking, you can see how the rock of the cave has been scraped on both sides by something coming in and coming out. Huge claw gashes have been they tear these big chunks of rock out of the wall. After about 5 minutes of walking, you approach a path. You approach the path you are walking down branches into 2 different directions.
Well, just for your reference, I'm gonna pull out my great axe and sling my war pick.
All right.
I'm feeling like it's cutting people up time.
Now there's large clawed tracks that lead to the right, the eastern path. However, to the west there's a foul smell. And both paths are as dark as night. What do you want to do?
Pull out a torch.
All right.
Light it.
Blow the torch. Takes light. You're able to look down both directions. There's a warm breeze coming from the east, and the sulfur is on the breeze, like a smell of sulfur. And as you look to the east, your eyes burn a little. Not so much from the west.
So that's the west, right?
West.
So, I'm not great with these type of things, but every time that he has sulfur, it goes wow, and then it blows up. Just want you to be a little careful, maybe. They said sulfur, maybe don't light it on fire.
Let's go west and see what this rotting smell is.
Sure.
But the claw mark clearly that way.
It's fine. We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Well,
All right.
something large lives in here.
To the
Like a
west.
dragon.
That could be quite possible. Yeah, though, I shall slay it as I always do.
As you head west, the path stays fairly level. The air clears a little bit of the sulfur smell, and you can see a little bit better heading this way. Soon the passage opens up into a small, cavernous chamber. The floor is filled with refuse. In the light of the torch, you can see the charred remains of maybe a dozen different bodies. A glint of silver catches your eye among one of the bodies. However, these bodies, half of them are rotted and bloating, the other half are burnt to a crisp. They look like they've been drugged here and dumped on purpose. The smell is incredibly awful, and if you want to enter into the room and look around, you're going to have to make some resolve checks.
I would like to go grab the silver.
All right.
You gotta wait for us to go in.
Resolve check.
I don't know exactly.
You're kind of at the back of the line,
Yeah, I'll allow anyone else that wants to go in. If you want to go in, you can roll. If you don't want to go in, you can stay out.
Ah, you got 4.
Who's going in?
I'll go.
Not me.
You're going.
I
going.
got 4.
So hold on. You roll the first one. We're gonna dice off in a second. You got first. So you got 3. What'd you roll?
4.
Whoa. We're gonna dice off
It's
with
kinda
you.
amazing how I
And
roll
what'd you
one,
roll?
and then I
4.
roll a 2 and a D4.
You are the only one that managed to hold off. You, unfortunately, the smell is getting so bad that you can feel the gag reflex just taking over, and suddenly you rush to a corner and start just vomiting from the nasty, disgusting smell of burning flesh. Dice off for the 2 of you.
I did not get paid enough to go in there.
2? You rolled a 2 on a 20?
I rolled the 1 with my D4, and then I rolled the 2 with my D20.
Feels bad for you.
You also can't handle this. You just, it reminds me of yesterday.
17.
17, you managed to choke back down the vomit. You vomit a little bit into your mouth, and you just swallow it real quick, and the stench of your own vomit kind of mingles and mixes with the stench of the decaying death corpses, and it evens out a little. Enough that you're able to handle it, and you walk forward. Obadiah.
This is the secret to not throwing up. You put the handkerchief over the mouth.
Oh, yeah.
But please make him throw up in a
I'll
second.
borrow one of those.
Fortunately, the handkerchief seems to work because of everyone who went in there. You're the only one that is capable of making any actions at the moment. What would you like to do?
What's the silver shiny thingy?
You bend down. In fact, you can't. It glinted in your eye just for a second, and then you lose it as you're walking your eye. So you saw it glint in the light, and of course he took the light off into the corner where you started throwing up. And now that the light's back off in the corner, you can't see the glinty silver shiny thing. You grab one thing to kind of move it around.
I'm gonna move it with my scimitar because touching this shit is gross.
All right. You start moving it with your scimitar, and what it was like an arm that had a big chunk missing from his flesh, and then it got burnt, and so it was like a burnt, broken arm, and it just kind of just topples over, making a clunk sound as it falls to the ground. You thought it was a piece of wood at first, but no, it was a body.
Continue searching, poking at things with my scimitar, trying to figure out what's in here.
Unfortunately, until you can get some more light, you won't really be able to find anything.
Yes.
Clutsus, you can do something.
I look around to see if I
It's
happen to see anything.
too dark to see anything without any light, and the light has left the room.
Can I light up a torch as well?
You can, but what are you gonna do?
It's gonna shout like, "Hey, shine the light over you!"
He's too busy throwing up.
With our combined strength of throwing up, can he like like he's throwing up, and then I'm like, yeah, and then I'm still throwing up, and then I kind of like.
Unfortunately, they just have to leave the room. They can't handle it anymore. So yes, if you want to, you can try and light up your own
I'll try and
torch.
light up a torch.
You're sitting there trying to light it.
Fire!
All right. While let's see what we got here. That's what you hear in the distance.
Which distance? Like back the way we came from?
Directly back the way you came.
Hey, we're finally gonna get that fight we were talking about.
Yes, why don't you go first?
I will continue lighting the torch because I need to see where I'm going.
All right, you light it up, and sure enough, once the torch gets going, you can see, and it only takes you a minute to find where the glinting silver was. You reach down and grab it with your handkerchief.
Oh yeah, absolute couple layers of handkerchief.
Couple layers of handkerchief. What it happens to be is it's a silver necklace.
Oh.
So you grab it, and it looks like it's wrapped around this black soot-covered object. And as you pull it, you realize what the object is. It's a spinal column with a couple vertebrae, and it's wrapped around the neck of the spinal column, and there's a head attached to it. And as you jerk, it severs the neck, and the head bobbles and falls and clunks
Does this
to the
head look
ground.
familiar?
Hobbly sound.
Probably
It
not
looks
a skeleton form.
like, let's roll some cunning.
3.
Unfortunately, it looks like a burnt skull. You pull the necklace up, and sure enough, it's like a soot-covered necklace. You wipe some of the soot off,
Do I recognize the
and
necklace?
you actually do recognize the necklace. It's a
It's a
small gemstone wrapped with silver necklace, and there's a W carved into the gemstone.
Probably means nothing.
Necklace, Weber's.
Never grill.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Charcoal grill.
I kind of want to put the necklace on, but not with a dragon. I will head to the back of the cave. Is there an exit out the other side, or is this like just a pit of bullshit?
There's no exit.
He sounds quite angry.
It's getting mighty scary over here, guys. I think
We may have
I
to
thought
take
you were a
wrong
mighty
turn.
furblog.
That way,
I'm
quickly.
just saying, if we're all not fighting, then I don't want to fight. But if we all fight, then I'll fight. You know?
Go you leave first.
I like teamwork.
Well, let's
Send the
let's
pawns
get
down.
ourselves. Well, we need the dragon to breathe on some stone. We can't kill it tonight.
I mean,
Well-
I'm not. Oh, I forgot the stone.
Perhaps it's
The canoe.
just gonna go out and hunt. If we were really quiet, it might leave us alone.
Extinguish our
Wait.
torches too.
Yes, sit in the dark.
I got
With a creature that can probably see in the dark.
I got an idea. What
not
if
necessarily
we
wrong.
fashion stone shields and then we let the dragon breathe on us and we got
It has to be a specific type of stone, though, I believe.
oh
It works.
I just thought it was any old stone.
Of course you did.
I mean,
Well, what are you guys doing?
Well, while I have the light, is the stone in this area the specific type of stone that the dragon would need to breathe on? And if it is, are there any big slabs of it?
There's a few small rocks of it.
Oh, yes, this is the stone that the dragon would need to breathe on. I hand it to the furblock.
It's a black stone. It's almost like a volcanic rock, black, shiny like glass.
Like, how much of me does it cover?
About a fist.
Alright, so all we gotta do is fight it and then shove this in its mouth when it's about to breathe fire. And then close its mouth with my big brain. And then boom.
This is gonna work.
We got dynamite. Just like that. It's that easy.
How much of this dragon stone would I need
We're absolutely doomed.
to
We're going to die.
to make that explosive?
I'm not saying it's a great plan, but it is a plan.
Quite a bit.
more than what we have.
More.
You might be dragging your carcass to your brother.
How it works is usually
Yeah, but, as long
the
as
dragon
we
will
got
breathe
each
on a
other,
wall,
we got
and
this.
this stuff will crystallize on the wall. And
Yeah.
you just scrape the crystals
Each
off
other.
the rock, and the crystals you could probably fill up an entire pack worth of it, and they're highly explosive.
Okay.
So don't be lit on fire when carrying these crystals.
Okay.
Well,
And
how
how
about
long do
stand
these
next to
crystals
him?
stay charged?
Forever.
Oh, so we could just harvest stuff down.
Yep.
Oh, we don't need to prep these rocks.
Oh, what?
No, we just need to avoid or kill this beast.
Oh, wait. Are you saying these are already flammable?
No, there's ones down below that we could
Well,
harvest.
how do we get down there?
We have to get past the beast.
Alright. I got another idea. This one's even better. You send the gunslinger to go distract the dragon, and then we all run by.
I vote yes to that.
How about the crazy dwarf? You know, he's very nimble.
I'm just saying. I've seen the gunslinger do some pretty amazing things.
What about if
He
he's
could
got
probably
trick-
fight a dragon.
These crystals
And he's a
wouldn't happen
little
to be
wuss.
red, would they?
If he doesn't think he can fight a
no.
dragon,
Okay,
I'll call him a
good.
wuss to his face.
I've already killed many
Did you
things
see
that
the
need
dwarf?
nothing to
Red
prove to a
crystals.
furball.
I'm just saying, I've wrestled dragons before, and
What was the last dragon you fought?
this guy, his name was Dragon, and I wrestled him, and I won.
Oh, that's it.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
So I've wrestled dragons before and never lost. Won enough.
Anyway, let's go
Yeah.
back down the other path and see what we can find.
All right, you continue back down the
You want-
other way.
You want me to lead, or you got this?
I got it.
Because I'm a little scared, to be honest. It's big. I've heard legends of dragons, and they're even bigger than me. I've never seen anything bigger than me.
I'm pretty large, miss.
Yeah, I know, but you and me are like equal, but I've heard they're like both of us
He's just a little more whole than you.
combined. Yeah.
The smell of sulfur grows stronger with each step as you head back down the other path, the eastern path. Hot air blows directly into your face that comes from deeper within the cavern. At the end of this passage, it doesn't take long to get to the end. You find this large hole almost going straight down into the earth. And from here, you're going to have to crawl down about 10 to 20
Down
feet
here?
worth of rocks. It'll be fairly easy to do, but you will have to make an athletics roll.
Oh boy, that stuff you're talking about is down here, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Anyone rope will allow you re-rolls.
One.
Furblock's making it down fast. 1.
I didn't want to get a head start.
About ready to make it down fast, too. 4.
All right.
8.
I'm the only one that roll. Oh wait.
So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4,
I
5.
roll with a D6, and everybody else, other than Kevin, rolls with a D4, and they all pass and I fail.
All right. Here's what happens. As you're approaching the edge of this cliff, you see it first, and you stop, take a step back, and you're like, "Hey, careful, there's a cliff." Piff, who's following directly behind you, walks up. He's like, "What did you say?" As he's walking, stepping fast, very quickly, stumbles on the rock, and as he throws his hands back to catch himself, somehow managed to jerk a hold of the dwarf's beard. He then slips, pulling himself and the dwarf
Break my
forward.
fall!
I will allow an athletics roll to try and use the dwarf to break their fall.
He does ignore his first injury.
The only time I ever roll good is when I just screw somebody else over.
So when you grab his beard as you're falling forward, you jerk on it extra hard, pulling him in front of you, and then you wrap your arms up around him, and you just fall straight forward, hitting the first rock. You bounce
talking
off
to
the
an
dwarf, roll, and then come to a land on the ground, cushioning your blows.
That could have been dangerous had you not been there.
Unfortunately, the dwarf
Does not feel so good.
Ignores the first injury.
you take. Ooh, this is gonna be rough.
Oh.
Because you take both sets of damage on you.
You got pile drived into the ground.
Oh my goodness. 16 damage. That was almost maximum.
And no armor can stop that technically, can it?
You don't get armor
Yeah.
bonus. No
See?
armor
You
versus
just-
falling damage.
Oh,
I mean, he landed smack dab on top of it.
Hilarious.
12.
Like straight
2
under.
injuries.
Well, you ignore one, right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could have him ignore one.
And just had a fall injury.
Okay.
You
well,
need to take
You have
4
2
more.
hit points left.
Yeah, you're at 2.
yeah, that's not that bad.
How many injuries?
Is it?
Well, only one.
It's just one.
So you can
Once you
ignore
caught
one
the
injury
dwarf,
outside of
then,
combat per day.
Okay.
Outside of combat. So this, and inside of combat, one per combat.
Okay. So I'm not totally screwed.
Yeah,
Well, you still take 1
That's
injury.
why I used you as a shield. I needed you. You were the best shield when you were my shield, so.
The one who could have took the
I
impact
just had
probably a lot
great
better.
memories when I was falling.
Excuse me, Soul, but what's your hit points?
12.
Oh my goodness.
He would have barely gotten hurt.
Oh, probably timed out.
As we just looked from there.
So, 2 injuries you said?
One.
Or one
Yeah,
injury.
that's
One.
one.
Let's see what happens. Why is Custis always the one I'm rolling injuries?
I don't know why. he's
By the
one-
fur blob,
Keeps
too.
putting himself in danger.
That is going to be a leg injury. So you now really cannot run.
While we're trying to go fight a dragon.
And your loud fall
Oh god.
has once again awoken the dragon.
That was close.
Looks over to that.
The sound of its roars are incredibly loud, incredibly close now. This is... So the 2 of you are down below.
I want to hide.
Oh, guys, it's safe down here.
And you 3 are up. You 3 are up above, you 2 are down below.
Looking
And
down
they-
at them with our jaws wide open.
Roars,
It's like I told you.
roars are coming from down below.
The roars are coming from down below where they are. There's a massive underground chamber. You can see the ceiling of this underground chamber supported by natural columns of rock. It's blocking the view of most of this underground chamber.
Do you want to describe to me what we need to get? And maybe I'll just go get
Oh,
it.
yes, tiny crystals along the wall need to be scraped into a pack. Lots and lots and lots and lots of them.
Alright, you look around.
Backpack work?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
And
a
empty keg would too.
I don't carry empty kegs with me.
Just full ones.
I only carry ones with beer in it.
the creature definitely seems to be aware of your presence.
Oh, I cast Spirit Walk then. And then I just stand still.
Poor dwarf.
I fall down on him, and then I just Spirit Walk immediately.
Alright, while you're in spirit form, there's an orange glow to one side of the cave, straight north of where you are. And this this orange glow is kind of juxtaposed with the black darkness on the opposite side of the cave. So to the south, black, dark night cave. Cannot see anything. To the north, glowing orange. You can hear the low rumble of this dragon and you can hear it shifting. It stands up and there's a clatter of what might be coins or treasure of some sort as it stands up. And it starts walking around slowly, sniffing. The glow is coming from a pool of magma straight to your north. And on the far side of this magma, there is this rock covered in crystal, exactly like it was described to you.
Can I talk in spirit form or no?
No, I would
Can
say
I talk or stroke my
you
beard?
can talk and stroke your beard, but no one in the real world can.
Oh, I
what's
do
going
both of that.
on. Yeah.
I'm like, I see it, and then I stroke my beard.
No one hears anything. All right. Now, dwarf, you have a leg injury, which means you're not. You get a 1 for every single athletics roll you
Oh
make.
no, you're not going to be able to make it up without rope.
Wait, no, I think I said that wrong. I think you get your athletics roll, but you cannot run, and you cannot.
You roll 1 for movement. Always. You can only move 1.
It's gonna be hard to climb up without some sort of assistance.
For block and chuck 'em up.
So, anyone have a rope?
No.
Why would
He just
adventurers need a
looks, he
rope?
just looks back up and we got a rope.
Use the bloody rope for?
Again, no one hears anything.
How far down is this pit?
It's only about 15 feet down, so they're right there.
You know, all of you take off all your clothes, make a rope, pull me up.
I think you just
These
want
are
to see
good.
a snake.
I don't have a rope either.
I have.
Nobody thought to bring the bloody rope?
No.
Willie, this was taught in Adventuring 101.
Wait.
We should know this by now.
Can I also concentrate on Night of the Living
missed
Dead
that class.
since it's like kind of combat or no?
It's not quite combat yet, so I would say your spell's gonna wear off.
Can't make an attempt to climb the wall.
No.
I want to.
Yeah, actually, I will allow you to attempt. If you can roll your dice 4 and beat my 20, you're perfectly fine. Now, if you fail, you may fall and get more injured.
Okay.
Oh. What are you doing?
The dwarf.
Could we get him? How like Kevin's pole arm has reach,
Yep.
so he could go 10 feet with it, right?
Yeah, and there's enough of I mean, it's not just a straight drop. It's
Yeah. So if he held his pole arm down to the dwarf to grab onto the blade,
that could help.
You could pull me up.
Oh, grab it by the blade sounds kind of. This is me just talking to myself in spirit form.
Yeah, let's just do
You
that.
can climb part of the way down and then
Okay, I can try it.
try and between the two of you get them up. So what I will do is we will use your athletics roll instead of his versus the dice 6 to get them up.
Oh, okay, that's a big improvement.
4.
Or
Dice up.
Oh,
your
You
head
get him
is
halfway up and he stumbles. Does he catch the edge?
I hope so. Because that was a
One.
horrible roll.
got the dwarf back up.
Because the wolf is useless in combat right now, practically.
You can still swing it. You can still swing a mace.
It can be still swinging the weapon.
The furlong can still swing the dwarf.
Oh, am I getting another weapon? Because I only got one handful of weapons right now. So. I'm not-
All right. At this point,
Where did the furball go?
You could have vanished.
dwarf has been brought back up. Furbolg is still in spirit form. Dragon seems to have calmed down.
I'm gonna concentrate on Night of the Living Dead instead of Spirit Walk.
All right.
I know it's the stealth special rule.
All right.
And then I'm gonna start walking around and trying to figure out what's down here.
All right. So you get 2 stealth tokens.
Yeah.
Let's
I
see.
can turn invisible.
And I don't even have armor on, so that I'm not making a lot of noise.
Would you like to go get some
All right.
stone?
I'll turn invisible
All right. You can turn invisible.
and go down the thing.
All right.
I rolled a 4 on my athletics check originally.
Let's use. Can you grab one of those off of that? The top circular bases, smallest one, possibly, and use this for you. It's actually too big. Can you grab one of the clear little ones in the bag? All right. So when you're invisible, oh my goodness, it broke. Use this, and when you turn back invisible, use this. That way, I know if you're invisible or not, so I know whether or not to shoot at you. Make sense?
Like that. fucking love.
All right, so you passed your roll, correct? You were able to climb down there without any problems. So you're invisible. You're stealth.
The second I see him, I go,
Now, as you walk forward, you can you see this large, angry dragon. It's actually not anywhere near as large as you would have feared. Its body is about the size of a horse. Its wings much larger, but they're folded in on it, so making it look twice as large as it probably really is. It has a small pile of treasure that it's sleeping on top of. It looks like maybe mostly refuse, swords, armor that had been dented or bitten and snapped in half. Coins, lots of gold coins, and it is currently resting on it.
oh, how far away is he from the stone that I saw with all the diamonds that needs to go in my
Let's see.
backpack?
You would need to, in essence, if you're here and you're here, and the dragon is sleeping here, you'd have to sneak around it, get all the way over here. The magma goes all the way across here, so this is all open. Imagine all this green is lava. And then this thing would probably be around here. If we can get all this in frame, then your stones would be there.
Okay. I'm gonna try to motion to him, like, you, stuff, me, dragon. And then I'm gonna stand by the dragon, and if it wakes up, I'm gonna try to kill it.
Alright.
Sounds like a horrible plan.
What is this, the hop?
Can I sneak down to the bottom?
Yep. You pass your roll, so you got this.
I'm just gonna sit there.
Yeah,
And
you
if
said one person
things
is
go
not-
south,
Yep.
I'm gonna generate a casting token. But for now, I'll just be quiet.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm on top of the thing. Can I shoot down at the dragon? where I'm at?
You can shoot into one of these 4 squares. So
Oh.
you're up here shooting straight down.
Well, I passed my roll, so I might as well jump down.
Alright.
That's the dwarf sits up top.
Dwarf sideways.
Now I'm making a ton of symbols that make no sense, but they're trying to be one person
Like
to the
tactical?
stuff. Yeah, like,
But we can't see you. So.
Alright.
no, you can see. I only got a stealth special roll. I'm not
See,
speared.
yeah, casting would wake shit up, so I can't do that.
Yeah,
if I already got
technically, once you get closer, your spell's going to wear off. And you're not going to be able to cast it.
So let me go.
Yeah, I think. But I'll be ready if he wakes up to kill him for you.
Alright.
I'm ready.
Alright, let's sneak
You're just
past
going to
the
have a
dragon.
sneak pass.
Yep, we're gonna bank on him actually sneaking past.
Alright. This is going to be interesting.
This goes south.
Please don't.
Since
I can read
Yep.
from here to here.
Oh yeah, and it is open, like, because it's just lava. You got it. Yeah, that's not that bad. Even if we get in combat, you're not that far out.
You can jump.
Yeah, I have a 6 square leap.
Alright, it's going to be interesting.
It's good to be a frog.
Because you're invisible, I'll allow you to reroll, take the highest on your athletics. Are you sure you want him to do athletics? Sneak past him?
Yeah.
With his amazing dex 4?
I mean,
Godspeed to you. Godspeed.
Oh, this is awesome.
It's gonna go well.
Should you blow on that dice?
Give me the flame potion.
Do you hand him
You
the
do
flame
get to
potion?
take the highest.
Yeah, I'll hand him the flame potion. Why not?
Do I drink it?
I would say as soon as we enter combat, drink it.
It's like you feel a little warm, you might want to drink it.
Yep. Okay.
I'm gonna change out my slung item.
Alright.
Yeah.
You gotta beat my amazing dice 10.
Oh god.
I'm gonna change it back to the war pick.
Can I even do it?
I don't even know if I need to change out that.
What'd you get? Oh, 2 rolls take the highest?
1.
1.
You rolled a 1 twice!
Well, like you got a crispy toad mammoth.
Luckily, I also rolled a 1.
Dice
It is down to a dice off.
The fate is in the 20s.
13.
I rolled another 1! How did you even do this?
Your fate was in the
Oh,
20s.
invisible toad cat!
Hey, you're invisible. You sneak up to about right here. And you hear a... This is kind of sniffing around. one eye opens.
I
And it kinda looks-
remain very still.
But it doesn't see anything, and the eye closes again.
It senses fear.
Alright. You start scraping it off slowly, and with each scrape, it's just like into your pack.
As we just kind of go,
So good.
you don't want us to die, man.
Alright, let's make another athletics roll.
Oh God.
Two, take the highest.
If you win this again, uh-oh,
Oh.
you go and the dragon snorts. Its eyes open.
To be fair, I'm still invisible.
Yes. And we are
That
not.
is true.
Why did I jump down?
Alright, the dragon snorts, gets up, roars,
Perfect timing.
and starts walking around. Where is it going to go? Let's see. Let's
Towards
just.
Towards the biggest meal.
It starts heading this way.
Yep, towards the biggest meal.
I am going
What happens?
to...
I'm gonna go this way and jump.
Let's say.
How much crystals does he have? Does he have enough?
You told him that he was going to need, we'll say, 6 worth. And roll a dice 6 and see how much you've gotten so far.
Oh,
One.
Oh my goodness, he does not nearly have enough. What do you do?
Keep scraping.
keep scraping. Oh, can I sneak up when I see the dragon?
I'll
move?
keep
'Cause
scraping.
I want him to be,
Okay.
trying to fight him if he wakes up.
I'll keep scraping
So
until
you
he
do
rounds
that
the
here?
corner.
Furblog must keep his promise.
He gets about right here.
Go roll flex to see if I catch up to him. Because I'm like going full in.
That is open area, right? We can see
Yeah,
through that?
I would
Yep.
stay there.
All open area.
Because,
Okay.
if he woke up, I want him to be like, yeah! Get on him.
So you're going to yell and charge at him?
Yeah.
Okay. Battle begins. Roll
Oh,
initiative.
God.
God. I'm not
Three-
rolling.
Oh, not a 1!
Oh boy, this is going to be not good.
Uh-oh. I don't think I want initiative with a 3.
Alright, so Duant, you got a 1. 4 for Dayon.
Well,
3
maybe
for
I
Pip.
distracted him
6.
from you.
6 for Obadiah. Too bad you still did not win.
Oh.
That's
bad.
This sucks.
Oh, maybe you should have given me the potion because I have a bad feeling he's gonna turn.
Well,
back.
he's already got the potion, so...
Well,
That's unfortunate.
We banked on me failing my stealth.
I mean, you are still invisible.
alright. Its wings furl as it hears you charging your battle cry. And
I can sneak up on him.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Kind
5,
of like
6,
how I was
7.
sneaking on him.
It charges at you. Oh, it doesn't even have to get that close. It can stand 1 square away.
Uh-oh, that's even worse.
And here it comes. First comes. Oh my goodness, this is just gonna be bad for you.
I got this.
It's gonna whack you with its tail to begin with. Oh,
Luck.
whoa.
I got brawling skill 6.
I accidentally grabbed the wrong one.
Oh,
I was gonna say that's gonna hurt. I grabbed the big dragon. You probably want to be fighting the little dragon.
Yeah, I don't think we want to fight that one.
There we go.
not
that one.
Dragon.
There we go. Oops, that was close. I was gonna say because that thing was tough. This is maybe doable. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, so he's gonna start with his tail strike. Its long tail lashes out, tries to whack you.
2.
All right, that hits, adding an opening to you, which he will immediately make use of with 2 claw slashes. First one's a 4, hits. Second one is a 6,
3.
hits.
Damn.
Followed by his bite,
1.
11. That hits also.
Wow, that was just unlucky.
Here comes the damage.
Not good.
3 on the first one. You can roll armor if you have any. 1 on the next one,
I don't believe in armor.
and 7 on the bite.
Oh,
That's 11.
That's 1 injury.
So
Exactly.
this is what happens. As it comes charging, it sees you, its claws digging into the ground, pulling itself forward at you faster and faster. Its wings furl up at the last moment, and it just towers above you. And as you're looking up at it, you don't see its tail as it swings around behind you, whacking your legs out from under you. You fall to the ground, and as you fall, it just digs its claws right into your chest, holding you down, takes a big bite with its maw right out of your arm, tearing muscle and flesh and blood.
I
Just
probably
starts
should have
pouring
screamed
out.
before attacking.
That man watching over there like, God.
And the Furbolg's second scream of the day.
The first one was a ah. The other was a ah.
Oh, I said that wrong. He bites your leg, tearing a huge chunk of flesh out of your thigh. You now have a leg injury.
Leg injuries never stopped me before.
So it's going to make running and climbing difficult.
Hey, perfect. While he's eating you, we can all escape.
That might be what happens. Well, Obadiah,
Casting token.
Dayon.
We'll take a shot. Do you
All
want
right.
a shot from where I'm at?
I'd say it's pretty big and pretty open, so yes.
Alright, we'll take a shot. And I'm only using one pistol at a time.
All right.
So the other one's holstered. 8.
8. That's pretty good. He can dodge this, though. Nope.
And there we go. 4 damage. 6.
6 damage, huh? What am I looking for here? Whoa. 6 damage?
6
Yeah,
damage.
of course.
That's pretty impressive.
I think his dice are weighted. I don't think I've seen him roll one yet, and all I roll is ones.
All right. You take aim. Boom! Your gun just explodes. Puff of smoke, and the bullet flies true, hitting it right in the throat. It screams as like scales, blood, and even some fire burst out of its neck.
So self-cauterizing.
Yeah, self-cauterizing.
I
Piff,
guess I really burned.
You're underneath a dragon.
Am I on base contact or no?
You are in base contact, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna take my war pick, and I'm gonna try to make a chink in his armor.
All right.
And then I'm gonna roll a 4.
All right. It's got a much better roll. As you swing at it with your war pick, it just takes his hand and swats it away. You don't even come close
this
to
guy's
hitting.
really good at fighting, by the way.
Never would have guessed.
It's angry at you for swinging at it.
I'm sorry. I regret it. You know.
A little late for that. Class test.
Maybe
You're
you
up
can
at the
take it out
top.
for drinks.
I just kind of talk down there. I'm like, do you guys need the assistance of everyone's favorite crippled dwarf?
Yeah.
Do on.
Wait.
Roll well.
I need my other weapon.
Yes.
Get over here.
I thought you were screaming.
Leap! Free attack. Does that count as from behind since I'm like coming from behind him?
Oh my goodness.
And I'm
He's gonna land
invisible.
behind him, probably.
You know, I would allow you to land here.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to land here.
Yeah.
Back attack, dice 20 to hit.
Nice.
Yes.
6.
Somehow, you come flying through the air with this scream of Toad Kid rage.
No longer
Can I be
invisible.
the one that yells surprise? Surprise! You come flying in from way up.
And it adds an opening to him, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
He's so afraid at you appearing behind him. His wings fly backwards, batting your sword to the side, causing it to miss. Second
Alright,
attack.
second attack. 13.
That is going to hit. Now my question is, do you want to take advantage of the open, increasing your damage,
Yes.
or do you just want to hit him from behind with a dice 20?
Ooh.
You still get the dice 20 to attack from behind. So
He already
it might
hit,
not be worth
so.
it.
But then my damage dice goes up to a 10. Oh, I'll just hit from behind.
Yeah. I think that's.
Then I'll let him.
Verse, your damage would go from
Dice 8, 2 dice 10.
oh yeah, you're cool. Hit from behind.
Or dice 6 or dice 8.
Well, I think it's worth
6.
it.
6, not bad, not bad. Unfortunately, you got to get through his thick armored scales. He blocks 7 of it.
Oh. Yeah, but I got a pick, and that good at getting
Except,
through
see,
armor, so
I should
maybe
take
it's
advantage
worth-
of it because I ignore armor. That's my shot.
Or maybe I should war pick his armor down.
All right. Who is up next? The monster.
Yeah. Oh! Yell at him.
All
Try
right.
to get his attention.
Here we go. Tail strike.
Biff, don't die.
Oh, I won. One.
It's not coming at
Can't
you.
be said I
Oh,
was
God.
He's whacking you.
Can I parry?
Wait, is
Yep.
he turning to
You
face
can parry
him?
or dodge it.
Is he turning to face him?
Nope.
No.
8.
8. That is going to be a dice off.
Dice
Your
off.
fate is in the 20.
15.
9.
Yeah.
His tail swings at you, trying to knock you sideways one square into the lava. But you manage to somehow, with your thick legs, you utilize your toadkin leaping abilities, jump into the air. The tail misses completely. His claw attacks and bite attacks, however, are coming for you. He does not get the advantage on it this time, though. So, first one, 5 to hit.
Not even worried. 6.
Second claw attack, 5 to hit.
3. I got hit once.
And the bite attack,
1.
2.
Damn it. Alright, how much damage do I take?
Claw attack deals 1.
Huh.
The bite attack deals 5.
Okay, never mind.
He tries to pin you down with both claws. You roll to the side. The second claw digs into your shoulder and he bites again.
Wait, is he legless? And that guy's. Oh, no! So.
I was going for Jurassic Park.
Obadiah.
Question. If I take advantage of the opening token, does that increase the damage of my acid arrow and my acid stuff?
I would say yes.
He's getting acid arrowed. I don't know what an acid arrow does. I made one. I'm going to shoot him with it.
Acid damage, so it would take 2 rolls of his armor, and it would take the lowest of the 2.
Okay, so does normal arrow hit plus acid dice 4? Is that
I think it is a dice 4 acid.
But it'd
damage.
go up to your dice 6 because opening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So dice 6 plus your normal arrow on it.
Okay, so. Well, I didn't miss.
That's good.
Which 2?
Always makes you feel good when you utilize the opening and roll a 2. It might roll a 1, but doesn't. It rolls a 6.
Alright.
So it ducks. I don't know what it is. Dragons have exceptional hearing, so it hears the click.
Of course!
Its head just ducks down. I don't know. You had this giant body you could have shot at. You were going for the kill shot to the head.
Yeah. I always do that.
You had.
I don't blame you.
You took a shot though with a crossbow. All right. Do you lose your concentration, or is that are you
I
alright?
have my casting token?
Casting
Yeah,
token?
probably.
I know it's when you move.
No, it doesn't. I mean, unless you want to rule it. In the rule book, it only says when you move.
When you
so-
move.
Oh,
So you're
okay,
fine.
So I still have my casting
Dayon.
token. That's good.
Since I had I holster my pistol and draw my other, and that's all I can do.
Piff.
Well, I'm going to take my war pick, and
Yep.
I'm going to pick his armor.
Damn, that
Oh,
would have been
dude.
good.
What's your roll?
5.
5, 6. Again, you swing at him. He just bats it away with his hand.
Man.
It's all up to you, Clestis. They're fighting for their life, and you're nowhere to be found. I feel like you.
literally do
I'm also
nothing,
fighting
though.
for your life, because you wouldn't even make it
See,
out
if he
of here
comes
for
down,
one
that means we have to get him back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and without rope.
Someone has to live and tell the story of our great battle.
Of your
and-
great battle.
Also, I'm useless without my paladin spells in this situation.
We'll just allow you to just golf clap.
Yeah.
Got it.
Go team! Go team!
Little foam finger.
You want?
Defense!
Yeah, so you're still behind him. You get the bonus attack. Oh, and you. I think we forgot your claw attack.
I don't have claw attacks.
Oh yeah, shield. That's right. I forgot about the shield.
That's
1!
1 out of D20.
One is the
We are so good! That was good, man.
Okay, if you guys all die, it is going to be your own fault.
His fault.
I'm next to the cliff edge. I'll just do
Plus,
that
the
throwing
sin
dwarf
becomes a
down.
bald and tells the story.
All right.
This is
What
the
are we
story
gonna
of
do
my
here?
Upside down.
We need to kill somebody.
Can I vitality taunt him?
Vitality, taunt him.
3.
No, but what's going to happen is he's
I
going to
still scream.
tail attack you.
Ooh! Every time he attacks me, 3.
Hits it with a 10, dealing an opening to you. So you have an opening. Turns his back to you.
Oh, he's not an elf, so you got a free attack.
You can't.
opportunity?
You have an
Opening.
Oh.
He basically whacked you. You fall down. As he whacks, he turns claw bite at our good friend Duant. He's a little bit upset by you stabbing him in the back. Here it comes.
That's what friends do.
Claw attack. First one.
Stab each other in the
7
back.
to hit.
Yeah.
I can't. Oh, I could.
You know that feeling
Yeah,
personal.
Terry.
That's Perry too.
No. Do I?
Your shield.
Oh, because I have a shield. I
Yeah.
do, yes.
That's why.
Ooh.
18!
His claw comes at you, and you just ting. Second one. 7.
You get counterattack off that too.
Yeah,
Oh,
you got 1
counterattack.
5. Advance Barry. Come on. No! It's
You
a
got-
1.
Yeah.
So 5. So the 1
So
goes
1
to...
does damage to him.
All right.
You have armor too?
Yes. Well, the shield
Oh!
counts as armor.
Now let me take advantage of that opening. Increase my damage to a 3.
Just not a 1. Just not a 1.
Here comes a bite. 11.
Wait, what? He only took 1 attack. He blocked 1.
Yeah, yes, claw. Blocked
Oh,
it.
I
Second
haven't-
claw.
I haven't-
Yeah,
Oh, I can't even block an 11.
And now he bites for the third
Is
attack.
that to hit? 11?
Yeah, 11 to hit.
So that hits.
And so that's going to be only 2 damage.
And the first one only blocks 1 because you rolled a 1 for armor. And his shield's broken.
Oh
You take
no.
1 damage plus your second bite.
Which is how much damage?
2 damage on the second one.
Alright, I have
So you only
planned.
took-
So his claw
breaking your shield for only taking 3 is not bad.
slashes into you, cutting your shield apart. Your shield flies off into the distance, and it flies directly behind you, luckily avoiding the lava by inches. Obadiah?
Alright, I'm gonna try and get him to irresistible dance into the lava.
He's a dragon, though.
I don't care if he's a dragon, I want him in the lava. 2
2?
squares.
Alright, let me roll this. He moves to the side,
Attack of opportunity for
and
the,
he moves
gift.
backwards.
Attack of opportunity for me. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't do my counterattack either.
Oh, do
Oh,
a counterattack plus
Wait.
attack of opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
So 2 on the counterattack to hit.
Bats your weapon aside like it's nothing.
Attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I know what it feels like.
3.
Oh! Oh!
Did I hit?
That one gets through.
No.
4 damage.
4 damage?
Oh, yeah, he immediately adds an opening token, so
Oh.
for the
Oh.
irresistible
Oh!
dance.
Shit. Okay.
Oh, you're.
We'll use it next
But
time.
that's fine.
Oh, I can take advantage of it.
So how much was that last one?
4 damage.
4 damage? Alright. He blocks 5 of it, unfortunately.
This guy
So-
has high armor.
I need to hit with my war pick so I can lower his armor.
Your first slash swings at him, but he just uses his wing to just bat your arm aside. When you come in, there's this second one trying to bury it straight into him, just deflects right off his thick scales. Day on.
We're gonna
There
use-
is an opening.
I'm gonna shoot him with the opening.
Dice 20 to
Well,
hit,
so yeah, you can shoot and then it increases your damage, right?
and it increases damage.
Alright. So, shoot him. 3 to hit.
3 to hit on the opening.
Well, I'm using 1, so I gotta reroll failures if he fails.
1 hand.
Yeah.
I'm using 2 hands.
Hey,
2 hand.
Oh, so
I
you
got
can
aim
re-roll
bonus.
it.
You can
Take the
reroll
higher.
Reroll it.
Might as well re-roll it. You could get a 20.
3
again.
same thing.
Okay. This sucks.
But luckily, I rolled the 1 to dodge.
So,
Damage,
Nice 10.
increased damage. Dice.
10. 9.
9 damage.
Armor piercing.
Ignoring all
Good golly. So he takes.
wait, is it armor piercing? Isn't that automatically roll 1 or it ignores it?
It just ignores all armor.
Okay.
Penetrates his scales like it's butter.
Probably screams.
Straight into its chest. Blood just starts pouring out of the side of it. It screams and howls, and flames and sparks come out of his mouth. Hit.
Oh, I want to take 2 steps behind it, so I'm God dang it, I only rolled 1.
If you move, though, he gets attack of opportunities.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm standing in his attack range.
True, his tail can still hit you, but if you want to move, you can.
Well, then I'm not gonna move, I'm just gonna attack.
Alright.
5 to hit.
Good golly. You swing your pick, and as you come swinging down, his tail just whacks you. And your weapon just goes flying out of the
I
way.
regret everything I ever said about wanting to fight a dragon.
Clestus, what do you want to say? Because we all know that you are not capable of doing any physical action besides saying anything, so say something awesome.
Go team!
He's up there cheering.
Team.
Thank you, dwarf.
You
You,
know,
give me
you-
courage.
How high is the ceiling in here?
Roughly 20 feet at the highest points and maybe 10 feet at the lowest points.
So could I leap over the dragon? It ignores attacks of opportunity.
The leap ignores attacks of opportunity.
Yes.
Leap over the dragon. Let's see how...
Are there sharp pointy rocks he could skewer himself on?
Unfortunately, in this part of the area, it's really low ceiling.
So
So
you
you're
might
not going to be
skewer
able to leap
All right,
over
I'll
the dragon.
move one forward then.
You could leap to here if you want your free
Oh, because that's in the attack of opportunity range.
free square.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah,
yeah. Would he be able to do an attack of opportunity if I just walked there?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
you
so
would.
I'll leap then, and
Might
I'll
as
still get
well.
my free attack.
Might as well. You get your
Yeah.
free attack.
1.
But adding the opening.
Second attack.
I'm the only.
I have a third attack now though because my claw is free.
Nice.
I swear, if I come over
2.
there and I kill this thing, I swear.
Dice off.
I'm gonna just look
Hey.
at it. Wow.
17
Hits.
damage.
Oh.
5.
Armor. Blocks. 1.
Yes.
Damages his armor.
Did I cause another injury?
Nope.
All right, claw attack.
Claw attack.
So I still get to stay safe for this.
Get him!
5.
Hits.
Yes.
Again with your claw.
Damage dice is really low. 4.
Blocks 9.
Damn it.
Oh wait, I gotta reroll with my lower armor.
Yes.
5.
Damn it.
Yes.
It's
So I
turn.
go up, I swing at him and poke my claw at him, but
Alright. It
Oh,
has
but
had
you can't hit me
enough.
again!
Oh no.
It takes in this huge breath.
That's
Flames
So someone can
come
have
shooting out of its mouth.
Well, if you live through this, you can drink it.
He says we're gonna have your frog legs tonight.
It doesn't count as a spell, does it?
Not a spell.
Yeah.
Alright, his head kind of aims right for you. Flames just cover your body, and then he swivels his head while the fire is burning.
Oh.
And it goes over and nails you with the same blast of fire.
Uh-oh.
Well, that sucks.
So, automatic hits.
Okay.
You are going to take 3 fire damage, which can be lowered with armor. And then 3 more fire damage, which can be lowered with armor. Then you will take 3 fire damage, followed by another 3 fire damage.
Oh, I took an injury.
Yeah, if I was down there, that's just.
Oh, another injury.
God
I'm so
dang it.
close to being injured.
I'm pretty good over here.
Oh no!
10.
Incapacitated fire injury.
Oh.
Mortal injury.
That's 3 chest
bad.
injuries, right?
That counts as,
3
That is
chest?
very bad.
yeah, 3 chest injuries. He turns his head and breathes fire right into your face at the same moment you were breathing in, and the fire goes inside your mouth, burning your lungs. You just drop, unable to breathe, like a sack of potatoes. A
That
burnt
sucks.
sack of crispy potatoes. Like a sack of French fries.
Like, we don't even
Alright,
recognize you.
That sucks.
I think that's
If
just
there
yourselves
was
down.
somebody
Is
that
someone
was
cooking?
role-playing Pip's character right now, he'd go get a drink.
Obadiah.
Casting token.
Dayon.
I don't. Does this dragon have range? Like, is his tail ranged?
Yeah, he's
a
got
little
one
bit.
square reach.
So he's got like 1 square reach,
With
same
his
as my
tail.
glaive.
Yeah, same as your glaive.
Okay, well I guess someone's gotta come in there and try
No, you want me to move you forward?
Yeah.
Run?
No, I'll just pull my glaive right here.
Alright. Piff is unconscious, laying on the ground, making these crackling, burning sounds with his flesh. Clestis,
Are you guys cooking down there?
do on!
I'm gonna drink a potion. And then, do I also get to make attack action or no?
Drinking the potion would be your action if that's what you want to do.
More fire?
And I saw fire.
Alright. He sees that you have an opening.
Oh no.
He's gonna utilize that to his fullest advantage, I'm sure.
This is not gonna go well. He's going to utilize the opening. Here comes his tail strike. 8.
I could dodge it. Or I could parry it. 6. Damn.
2 impact to damage.
I get an injury.
Alright. Injury is chest.
Damn it.
That puts
so
you
bad. At
at,
least it
puts you at
wasn't
9.
3 chests.
9 hit points.
Yep.
I mean, at least it wasn't like a leg or an arm or
Here
head.
comes claw. 4.
7.
Second claw. 1.
8.
Yes! He's hurting himself. Bite. 17.
I did a good fucking look.
7.
Ugh.
Just get tore up. Alright, he's thrashing. You can tell the dragon is actually in quite a bit of pain. He's kind of thrashing up against the wall. The internal damage from the bullet hole is not doing very well
I
for him.
die.
So he kind of stumbles on one arm as he tries to claw at you, and the other one again misses its mark because of his injuries. However, his
The only one who's
head
injured him.
reels back like a snake and then lunges forward, clasping onto your arm, biting solidly like an alligator chomping down. Blood just drains out of your arm, and he kind of jerks on you. Your whole body just gets
Yes, I
ripped,
actually managed to
whipped
injure
back
him.
and forth. Obadiah,
Casting token.
Dayon.
3. I can move 3.
That puts you in range.
Alright, we'll take advantage of the opening.
Dice 20 to hit.
16 to hit.
That auto hits.
D12 for damage.
You get a D8 damage on, or D10
No,
damage
that's
on
can't
the
do
glaive.
it. Let's reroll that because that was cocked. 6.
6 damage. Armor. Wait, he's got damaged armor. 1. You
More
take
damage,
your
sir.
glaive. How do you want to do this?
Can I like leap on its back and just chop it right down into his head?
Alright. After shooting it twice, you just whip out your glaive, start charging at him. You leap up onto its back, get
Guns
between
aren't
its
fair.
wings, and you start hacking at the back of its skull with the glaive. Over and over, with each successive hit, the thing just loses strength, eventually collapsing to the ground, allowing you to put that much more leverage into your attacks. And you don't stop chopping until the thing's head is severed.
I'd like to imagine that after I do that, I just kind of stand there with my glaive in its head and just kind of stand there and look at everybody. Thank you. You're all welcome.
Guns aren't fair.
No,
You're just mad because he's crispy, you're damaged,
Now, I'm going to
and I'm
harvest
fine.
the dragon's flesh.
Alright.
Oh,
I want
somebody,
dragon hide.
maybe tend to the person bleeding out.
I
instead
will.
of,
I will use burst.
I will be burning out.
I will take my necklace and put it on the fur blog.
Alright. The necklace is capable of automatically healing 1 injury per day. That will be enough to sustain you.
So does it heal an injury right away, or does it just sustain me for now?
For now, it depends on your healing. First aid roll.
I will do a first aid roll.
That's ridiculous.
And then goes up to his
6.
6. Not bad. 5.
Got it.
Alright, so you are able to stabilize.
So that goes down to 2 chest injuries, and the necklace will drop it down to 1 chest injury.
So you have a blender.
Got a chest
End
in
of the day or right away?
It once per day.
So I can do it now and I'm only at one chest entry?
Yep, or you can hold on to
I
it.
get a blender.
Well, I'm gonna wake
That's
up
2d10 shots.
and I'll be like,
Then I will
That's enough to put that dragon
harvest dragon
instantly.
scales.
Alright. Although, I'm gonna tell you that you do have to be wearing it for it to heal you.
yeah. I'll wear it until my injuries are gone because I got
Yeah, that's fine.
I got a lot of
Then
them.
give it to me.
I'll have some
But
fire
then
just
I'll
fall
give it
from
to
the
somebody
ceiling.
else. who
Alright,
needs them.
I should say it this way. If you're not wearing it, it won't charge. So it kind of, it knows that you're wearing it, and
So like you have to be on it the whole day. You have to
And
wear
then it will charge
it'll- Yeah.
once
you
it
can
has
just
a
hold
charge,
on to the
it
end.
holds that charge
Oh.
until whenever.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, if somebody else needs it, I'll give it to them. But I need it to charge it for now.
Yep.
My gunslinger gonna have so many stories.
What's the harvest difficulty on the dragon scales?
Ooh. Probably a dice 20.
All right, let's do this.
5,
5.
11. The good news is that you're now able to harvest as much of the crystal as you want,
Perfect.
and you also have a substantial amount of loot to go through.
I'll go through the
Yeah.
I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna
I'd like
thank
to get
Scott
some
a hug
gold.
for healing me, and I'm gonna go loot.
All right.
Immediately after.
At this point, I think this is a fairly good spot for us to stop the stream. And is there anything anyone wants to say before we go?
We'll put a straw poll up, so you guys, if people are out there that want to vote on
yes.
who gets to level up, I'll put a straw poll out. Just vote for whoever you thought did the best role playing or is a really cool player this session.
Yeah, so vote for whoever your favorite character is, or if whoever you think deserves to get leveled up. Vote for them in the straw poll. Otherwise, if you're still watching, thanks for watching and hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry, the dragon's dead. I don't have any dragon sounds. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. And if you are watching on Twitch, then follow us so we can keep bringing you more shows like this.